Hello children, how are you all? Hope you all are well at your home. Okay, so children, we have completed our chapter number 1 and we have completed our chapter number 2. So children, today we are going to revise chapter number 2 as I am going to give you one worksheet today to solve so that it will be easy for you to solve all the questions given in the worksheet. Fine. And in the upcoming week we are going to start with revision of chapter 1 also. Okay, because in this month we were having two chapters only, chapter 1 and chapter 2. We have done with both the chapters. So in the coming week we will do revision of chapter 1 and chapter 2. I'll be giving you worksheets also, okay, so that all the concepts will be clear to you, and I'll give you the solutions of the worksheets also. Fine. And now let's start with the revision of chapter number 2 first, because recently we have done chapter number 2. So we will start with revision of chapter number 2. Chapter number 2 is related to whole numbers. Yes, it is related to whole numbers. So firstly we must know what are whole numbers. So children, what are whole numbers? Before knowing the definition of whole numbers, we must know the definition of natural numbers. What are natural numbers? The counting numbers are called natural numbers. Counting numbers means 1, 2, 3 up to so on. Okay, it can be up to infinity. Okay, so the counting numbers are called natural numbers. Next is about what are whole numbers. When we add 0 to the natural numbers, these are natural numbers. Whenever we add 0 to the natural numbers, it becomes the collection of whole numbers. So these are whole numbers. Okay, so this is the difference between natural numbers and whole numbers. Fine children, I hope it's clear to you. I have already discussed the definition of natural numbers and whole numbers. Okay children, do you know what is the smallest natural number? Yes, what is the smallest natural number? Smallest natural number is 1, because the collection of natural number is 1, 2, 3 up to so on. So which is the smallest number here? Smallest number is 1. So smallest natural number will be 1. Now which is the smallest whole number? This collection of whole number is 0, 1, 2, 3 up to so on. So which is the smallest number here? Smallest number is 0. So smallest whole number will be 0. Now there are some points. The first point is the predecessor of whole number 1. The predecessor of whole number 1. Here we are talking about the whole number. So the predecessor of this whole number 1 is 0. Predecessor means the number which comes just before the given number. So what comes before 1 in the collection of whole number? 0. So the predecessor of whole number 1 is 0. And the second point is the predecessor of whole number 0, the predecessor of whole number 0 and the natural number 1 does not exist. Why the predecessor of whole number 0 and natural number 1 does not exist? Because in whole number 0 is the smallest whole number. So there cannot be the predecessor of 0 in the collection of whole number, and as well as in natural number, the smallest natural number is 1. So there cannot be any predecessor of 1. So these were some points which you have to remember. Now we will discuss the properties of whole numbers in brief, because we have already discussed the properties. So now I will tell you in brief. There are 4 properties of whole numbers. First one is closure property. Closure property, what does it mean? Closure property means if you add two whole numbers, then the number which you will get as an answer will be again a whole number. Suppose you are taking 6 and 2. These are two whole numbers. So when you will get the answer, 6 plus 2 is 8. So 8 is again a whole number. So this is called the closure property of addition, and it holds for multiplication also. Suppose I am taking these numbers only, 6 multiplied by 2. 6 and 2 are whole numbers. So when we will multiply these numbers, we will get 12, and 12 is again a whole number. So what is a closure property? If you are adding two whole numbers, the answer is again a whole number. If you are multiplying two whole numbers, then the answer is again a whole number. And the closure property holds for addition and multiplication only. Now let's come to commutative property. What is commutative property? Commutative property is A plus B is equal to B plus A. It means if we are taking two whole numbers and we have to add them, then whether we add, suppose I am taking 3 and 4, so whether we add 3 and 4, whether we add 4 to 3 or we add 3 to 4, the answer is going to be same. So A plus B is equal to B plus A. It means it does not, whether we change the order or not, the sum will remain the same. It means if we change the order also, even if we change the order, the sum will remain the same. That is our commutative property. And commutative property holds for multiplication also. That means A multiplied by B is equal to B multiplied by A. So again 3 multiplied by 4 is equal to 4 multiplied by 3. It means whether you multiply 3 by 4 or you multiply 4 by 3, the answer is going to be same. So this is our commutative property. Next is associative property. Associative means to form the groups. Suppose we are adding more than two numbers, A plus B plus C. So whether we add A plus B first and then add C to the answer, or we add B plus C first and then we add A to the answer. These A, B and C are whole numbers. So whether we add A plus B first and then we add C to the answer, or we add B plus C first, B and C first, and then we add A to the answer, the sum, the answer will remain same. And it holds for multiplication also. A multiply B multiply C is equal to A multiply B multiply C. So this is our associative property. Next is distributive property. We have recently done distributive properties questions. And what is the distributive property? A multiplied B plus C is equal to A multiplied B plus A multiplied C. It means if you have three whole numbers, 3 multiplied 4 plus 5, then that will be equal to 3 multiplied 4 plus 3 multiplied 5. Okay. So these were the 4 properties we have done in this chapter: closure property, commutative property, associative property and distributive property. And next topic here it comes is successor. What is the meaning of successor? We have already discussed. Successor means the number which comes just after the given number. So suppose if we have given 3, 4, 8, 9, 9, 9. So what will be the successor of this? The number which comes just after. Just after means we have to add 1 to the given number. 9 plus 1 is 10. 9 plus 1, 10. 9 plus 1, 10. 8 plus 1, 9. 4, 3. So this will be the successor of this number. Okay. Now let's come to predecessor. What is the meaning of predecessor? Predecessor means the number which comes just before the given number. Before means we have to subtract 1 from the given number. So suppose we have given this 1 lakh and we have to find the predecessor of this. So we will subtract 1 from the given number. 10 minus 1 is 9. This will also become 9. 9. This will also become 9. And this will also become 9. It means 99,999. So this is the method to find out the successor and predecessor. Now there was a question like finding whole numbers between two given numbers. We were given two whole numbers. We were given two numbers 32 and 53, and we had to find out the number of whole numbers between these two numbers. Number of whole numbers. So how can we find the whole numbers between 32 and 53? I have already told you, firstly we will subtract the smaller number from the greater number. 3 minus 2 is 1, 5 minus 3 is 2. First step is subtract the smaller number from the greater number. Then whatever is the answer is 21 here now. We have to subtract 1 from the answer. 21 minus 1 is 20. So the number of whole numbers between 32 and 53 is 20. Okay. What we have to do? We have to firstly subtract the smaller number from the greater number. Then we have to subtract 1 from the answer. Then we will be able to find out the number of whole numbers between two given numbers. Next, let's come to finding the sum and product by suitable rearrangement. Suitable rearrangement means we have to firstly make the group so that we can get more and more zeros. Okay, so children, if suppose I am adding this 7 and this 8, I am going to get 15. It means I am not going to get 0. So we cannot make group of this and this. Now let's come to this and this. 7 plus 3 is 10. It means there are chances of getting zeros. So we will make group of this and this. 7 plus 3 is 10. 1 carry. 3 plus 1, 4. 4 plus 6, 10. Very good. Again we are getting the 0. 8 plus 1, 9. 9 plus 3, 12. 1200 plus this 208. Now it's easy to add these two numbers. 0 plus 8 is 8. 0 plus 0 is 0. 2 plus 2 is 4 and this 1. So 1408 is the answer. So how do we find the sum by suitable rearrangement? We just have to make the groups of two numbers so that we can get more and more zeros. So we have made the group of this 837 and 363 and we are getting the two zeros here, and then we will add this, the left number, to 1200 and the answer will be 1408. Likewise, we have to find the product also by suitable rearrangement. Suitable rearrangement means again we have to make the groups so that we can get more and more zeros. So if we are multiplying this 2 by 4, we are going to get 8. It means we are not going to get 0. So we will multiply this 2 by 500. As you all know, 2 5s are 10 and there are 2 more zeros. So it means we are going to get more and more zeros. So 2 5s are 10 and these 2 zeros. It means 1000 multiplied by 394. So 394 multiplied by 1000. It's very easy to do now. So that will be equal to 394 and these 3 zeros. Okay. So that is how we have to find out the sum and product by suitable rearrangement. Fine. Next is finding the value of the following. So children, can you all this 81265 and 81265 two times? Yes. This 81265 is coming two times. So can we take it as a common number? Yes, because this is a term and this is a term. In both the terms, this is common in these. So I am taking it common out of these terms. So if I am taking it common, then this I have already taken. So we will write this 169. Okay. This 169 we will write. Then there is a minus sign in between. Yes. After that again we have taken this number. So which number is left here? This 69. What is here? A multiplied B. A multiplied B minus A multiplied C. So what we have done? A multiplied B minus C. Okay. So this is what we have done here. 81265 multiplied by 169 minus 69 is 9 minus 9 0, 6 minus 6 0 and this 1. So now it's easy for us to do this multiplication. This multiplied by this is 81265 and then 2 zeros. Okay. So what we have done here, we have used the distributive property, or you can say we have just used, we have just taken common this number. Okay. So after taking common, this number we have already taken. So only 169 is left. Now there is a minus sign, so we will put minus sign. Now again we have taken this number, and which number is left? 69. So we have taken this 69 now. Now 169 minus 69 is 100. So 81265 multiplied by 100 is 81265 and then these two zeros. Okay. So that is how we have to solve these kind of questions. Next is find using distributive property. We have given this 504 multiplied by 35. So how we are going to use distributive property here? We have to divide this 35 into, we have to distribute this 35 into two parts. 504 multiplied by 30 plus 5. Okay. So 504 multiplied by 30 plus 504 multiplied by 5. Fine. So when we will multiply this by 30, so what we will get? 3 4s are 12, 3 5s are 15 and this one 0 plus 5 4s are 20 and 5 5s are 25. Now we have to add 0 plus 0 is 0, 2 plus 2 is 4, 5 plus 1 is 6, 5 plus 2 is 7 and this 1. So children, here we have used distributive property. We can solve this by one more method. Like here we can distribute this 504 also. So this will be 500 plus 4 multiplied by 35. So firstly we will multiply this 35 by 500. Then we will multiply this 35 by 4. 5 5s are 25, 2 carry, 5 3s are 15 and 2 17 plus 4 5s are 20, 4 3s are 12 and 2 14. 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 4 is 4, 5 plus 1 6, 7 1. So in both the cases answer is same. We have just taken two methods that in this method we have distributed this 35 and in this method we have distributed 504. Okay, so you can take any of the number to distribute so that it will be easy for you to do the multiplication and then addition. This is the distributive property of a addition. So children, these were the kind of questions which we have done in chapter number 2. I know there were some word problems also, but I hope that was so easy for you. Those questions were so easy for you, but still there is any doubt in the questions, then you can send me a message on WhatsApp. So that was about chapter number 2, and today I am going to give you worksheet also to solve. You have to solve that worksheet in your practice notebook. For making a practice notebook, you can take any of your older notebook, older one notebook which you were using in your previous class, and there was so many pages left, so that can be used for your practice notebook. And remember, I am going to check your practice notebook also, whether you have done the worksheets or not. Fine. So children, I'll be giving you the solution of that worksheet also on Monday, and from Tuesday onwards we will start revising the chapter number 1 also. Fine, so that's all for today. Thank you so much, students.